making sure the technical bits work. Welcome, everybody. Jimmy, it looks like a nice day, doesn't it?
Another cracking day on Sydney Harbour, Bucko. Where else would you... like, mate, last week I thought that was bad enough. Today, looking behind us, we have got plenty more coming down the harbour, so it's going to make for an interesting race.
But interesting, you know, last week the final air temperature was down about 12, which is why we were mildly hypothermic. Today it's actually quite warm, isn't it, really? It's just wet and windy.
I don't know if it's mildly warmer or I just put an extra 3 or 4 layers on.
No, the weatherman's telling me it's nearly 20 degrees. Anyway.
So you got to get a new weatherman, Bucko. I told you that last week.
Well, look, talk about the weather then, all right. So, folks, you know, quite unusual circumstances. And we're now informed we're in a full-blown La Nina event, which means strange things do happen. Plenty of rain on the east coast of Australia the last week or two. La Nina technically driven by colder surface water temperatures in the Pacific and warmer than usual north of Australia, between Australia and Singapore and Thailand. What it's brought us here today is sort of 16 to 25 knot south-southwesterly.
And then some.
Well, and a bit on top of that occasionally, we think. But low pressure cells going away. The weather models kind of didn't agree on much, but they sort of almost agreed on that if it was windy, it was going to be windiest at 2:30, which is Australian daylight time as we speak, more or less. So we may be seeing the peak, but it is rain squall weather, so the front of each squall a little bit of stick. Tide ebb, so the water might be a bit flatter than we would have expected.
Ebb tide, it'd be brilliant today, Bucko. A little bit flatter.
Yeah, and as we mentioned, it's been raining plenty, so there is a lot of fresh water. I sailed a keelboat race yesterday, on the harbour, and the current was running at quite high numbers. But with only about 10 minutes to go to start time, we might see one of the classics where a lone starter constitutes a race. What do you reckon, brother?
I can see the winning group just coming out of Double Bay, a black spinnaker, I'm assuming that's Sam, and a red spinnaker behind them being Tech 2, but we may be in that predicament. Tech 2 got the full number 2 rig on. Winning group got one reef.
Yep.
Winning group also welcoming back John Winning Jr. Herman's back on the mighty winning group today. Great day to be back. Nothing like easing into it, is it, Bucko?
No, that's right. But yeah, I mean, the top end of the fleet's at full strength, and they will be here to start, I think, Tech 2 and Winning Group, and notably perhaps Finport Finance with Matty Stenner back on the main sheet.
Yeah, Matty Stenner's on there. Another couple of...
Okay. And Anthony, if you want to come around to the right a little, we'll get some 470 practice action. It takes a fair bit of wind. There's some 470s out training up in front of us here. And they're handling it all right. Takes a fair bit of wind to make a 470 look like that, though, as you're well aware, viewers. The directors just told us we're going to interrupt coverage for a couple of minutes in a minute or so, just to make some improvisation to try and keep out the water.
We will be back.
We'll be back in a couple of minutes, standing by. Okay, thank you. Right. So, yeah. So, folks,
Welcome back.
welcome back. We're standing by the committee vessel. Signals are up, at least the course, 6-2. So, just a bit of respect for the weather conditions. A kind of a quasi-storm course here today. 2-lap windward leeward, top mark laid, and the breeze has just rotated back to the right a bit, but top mark laid towards the entrance of Double Bay. So, not a very long course, but James, we think long enough, don't we?
6/2 is perfectly long enough for me, Bucko, but I think we'll have one of the quickest races in 18-foot skiff history, which will be great. Get us out of this cold weather.
Mate, it's tropical compared to last week, I'm telling you.
And a couple other changes too, Bucko, on a few other boats. You got the Smeg, you got Davey O'Connor filling in for Coco, and Gus Williams, jumping in for Ricky Bridge, who has a rather dark coloured foot from last week.
Yeah,
He got caught in one of the fruit loops that you stick your feet in.
Ricky Bridge, main sheet man on the Smeg, and on a good old campaigner, had a bit of an accident last week in one of their several capsizes, and I saw some photos of his foot, and his MRI scan came up okay, but the inflammation is of some magnitude, so he won't be in the park for a couple of weeks, I don't think.
No, yeah.
Well, I think there'll be a few other non-starters. Just see who turns up, because, you know, it's pretty uprange, and
It's well uprange.
yeah, you're not going to get around with a makeshift crew too well today, we don't think, and
They're no slouches though, the Davey O'Connor and Gussie, mate.
no, exactly, and they will front up with 20 Barnabas in the bow. They'll make a good fist, but we would expect that the Tech 2 and the Finports of the world might lead the way today, but it'll be a game of survival still. It's
Well, the only one still down here is Yandu, with Tech 2 probably the next closest. Winning group, I assume, has come to grief somewhere on the jibe, possibly.
yeah.
But hopefully they get it back up here and get down here and we get a race of some sort between but digital. It's
Analog.
Analog, mate.
Old-fashioned
One that you
digital.
can read.
No, the glow, at least the glow in the dark version, James. All good. Okay.
Now, Anthony, just come around to your right just a little bit, brother, and pick up Tech 2. Just coming down here. I'll be on screen and be going left in a second, mate. There you go.
Yeah.
Last week's winner by a very, very comfortable margin.
Yep. So Tech 2, Charlie White and Lewis Brake, and they've been formidable this season.
Fabulous crew combination.
And I did discover one or two reasons for that with a bit of research through the week. That Charlie White and Lewis Brake had sailed together for a long time in 29ers and 49ers, and against each other and together.
There you go.
The new sail handling team on the Tech 2 are under the old Mates Act of 10 years of skiff sailing, more or less together, and that's why it goes all right.
It's 101, isn't it?
Yep.
Okay.
So today on the winning group, if they... What's happened there? Okay. Yeah. And I think we should turn it round and back up wind. And then the... Oh, it's more interesting getting the monitors wet, you know.
Yep. Hopefully this fixes the problem pretty quickly.
Technically, you're right. Smeg coming down.
Smuggler's coming down. Looks like winning group is back upright, but they will be both late for the start, Bucko. I think
winning
We've got a
group
race
here,
on
yeah.
our hands. We're going to have a race between the Yandu with the Storm rig and Tech 2 with the full little rig.
Yeah, Smeg having a bit of an interesting time going over the ferry wash.
Well, it might be Captain Cup, Queenscliff today.
And guess what just happened? Oh no, they're around the back of it. Wow. So Smeg having a bit of trouble. But Jimmy, looking upwind, that's 20. How we going, Jono?
More.
Going all right.
So we've got Tech 2 and Yandu both behind the line, raring and ready to go, both on port, just slowly jogging up to the line. Last thing they want to do is be up on the line for the start in this, because it's bearing away is not the best thing to do.
And both of them late, I suspect. Smeg might win this start yet.
Well, Smeg, the way they're going, they might be able to come down, go around the pin and fire straight off.
Just coming to 1 minute.
Here's your 1 minute.
Smeg, they're easy, never in doubt.
Nothing like racing from the moment you leave the beach.
That's how it always was.
Winning group's up. They're upwind. They're just off Shark Island, but still no spinnaker deployed at this stage.
So, so viewers, sorry for the break there in the transmission, just some little technical issues about water and so forth. But we're lining up here.
Less than a minute.
Yeah, about 25 seconds to go. And 3 starters, Yandu, Tech 2 and Smeg. Winning group still upwind. They had a little swim on the way down to the start line. Little rain squall just went through here at about 25, 30 knots. And another one just coming down
There's
from the
the
windward
start.
mark.
Everyone's late for the start, which is great. Don't have to go back.
No, everybody's late. There's no chance of a general recall. But so these 3 boats have not been in the drink, but it'll be a good test.
There's a big yet on that bucko. But
Yandu crossing him on starboard with a storm jib and a reef. Tech 2, full-size small rig. Smeg with full-size small rig. And water over the deck of the camera cat. Oh, sorry about that, folks.
here's a not so 30 knots bucko that we're just talking about.
Yeah, but the front of another rain squall. And not 30, 25, I think.
Oh, 29.9. See, Bucko made a bet with me yesterday that he won't say 30, so he won't say it.
No, I was going to measure it down at Fort Denison, though, you know.
We're not racing at Fort Denison, brother.
No, but it would have been a better course over there, I would have thought.
Closer to the bar, but here we go.
Yeah.
Tech 2 powering along. Smeg not looking too bad over to the left of the screen. We're just trying to pick a moment so we can soak over and get on the weather side of them and get out of a bit of this chop where the camera cat doesn't like it. But
yeah,
I think we've got a bit of water in the old camera cat. That's not to worry.
These guys today just exercise of keeping it simple.
Yeah, you just want to minimise tacks, jibes, everything, right, Bucko? Like if you can get away with,
Yep.
you know, 1, possibly 2 tacks up to the top and 1 jibe coming downhill, that's happy days.
Yeah, and maybe hiding a bit on the left edge where there's a bit less wind. Very solid on the front of this score now. This is 30 now, Jones.
Yeah. Sorry, what was that, Bucko? 30.
I said the big 3-0, brother.
Good work. I knew you'd come around eventually. So there's Smeg and Tech 2 on screen. Off screen at this stage, just over to the left of us, you have Yandu, and the winning group is still just heading to the start line. They'll, provided keeping it upright, they'll get around that start mark and join the party. Other notables upright at the moment, Noakes, Sailing and Finport.
Yeah, come to join the party a bit late.
Yeah, I suspect, Bucko, there would have been a fair bit of problems when this extra bit of breeze squeezing out from underneath that last rain score came, that it might have been a bit of dramas pulling away from the getting off the beach in there.
Yeah, 100 possibilities. But good yacht race here between Tech 2 and Smeg. And the breeze behind the face of that squall down to about 18-20.
And see, when the breeze drops off, that's going to hurt John Winning and the Yandu boys. I think a little bit unbalanced rig situation there anyway.
Yeah, that's possibly true. I mean, you'd think that John Winning would just be thinking that...
stay upright and get around and get a podium.
Yeah, get round, no capsizes, and you're on the podium, exactly. Wow, this is wet. This is aquatic punk here. Bit of feedback from the viewers through the week. A shout out to Phil from Cheshire in the UK. He's been enjoying the coverage. G'day everybody there. And from an old mate in Adelaide, Frankie Amber, asking questions about the little strut at the top of the jib. Frank, not adjustable, not adjustable.
And for the viewers at home, winning group is in the tide again, unfortunately, and Noakes is just about to join them.
Yep.
So we may just have a race of 3, possibly 4 if Finport can get around. A lot of crews chose not to even rig up their boat today, Bucko.
Yeah, no, most of them rigged up. 80% got rigged.
Yeah, and then very quickly unrigged.
Yeah.
Smeg just tacking there to go behind Tech 2. What marks are both of these boats going to, Bucko?
These are all guys on the long mark here. So it's a 3-buoy handicap. The handicaps unwind by three windward marks, but all these boats are on the long marks.
Right, and what? And
except for Yandu, I'm sorry. Yeah.
Yandu, what are they on? Blue or are they on red?
Yandu on blue.
On blue. So Yandu to go to the middle marks.
That's right.
I've just got the May Gibbs coming here. I will stay with Tech 2 and get across the mighty May Gibbs. You can see the gap here already opening up. There's all 3 of them lined up. There's Tech 2 closest to the camera, Smeg in the middle, and just behind Smeg, they've just gone in behind them, is Yandu over on the western shore.
Yep. But the breeze a little softer up this end of the harbour as we get up near the land.
Yep.
So the very strong stuff down the bottom. But Tech 2 looks pretty comfortable to me. You know, and where we are now with Tech 2 behind Shark Island, not that windy at all really.
These guys won't know what to do in a 5-knot race one day, Bucko. And some.
It's been wild, hasn't it?
You have to put new sun cream on the camera cat because it'll expire by the time we get to deploy it.
Interesting. Well, I mean, if it remains, you know, a La Nina event, we could have an overcast season.
Yeah.
And the La Nina typically lasts about a year, so the water temperature phenomenon takes about a year to unwind itself. So the boat's here now, halfway up the beat roughly.
Yep, there's Royale in the background over near Yandu with today's sponsors on board, Bucko, Lazarus, Capital Partners.
Yep.
New sponsor to the club, so welcome aboard and hope we can be accommodating to it. Their boat that they sponsor isn't out today, but I'm sure nonetheless they'll have a good time out watching these three.
That's right. And quite a good crowd on the ferry considering everything. But I guess there's not much else to do today, is there?
No, it's a good day to be at home watching us clowns out here on the camera cat.
And you can see there from the shot that Tech 2 leads by quite a way from Smeg and quite a way further back to Yandu, but credit to the crews for... And Tech 2 hasn't looked even remotely uncomfortable, have they?
No, mate, no, they're looking really good. Smeg's not looking too bad either. Just that new crew combination in there. Bucko is, would be the only probably break there, but, you know, a day like today, we're going to see plenty of thrills and spills. I don't know that we're going to see it from these guys, but, and in saying that, the breeze looks like it's died off a little bit just up here in Double Bay a little bit more.
Yeah. Yeah, just a few spiky ones, but, you know, on average, as we come up towards the city, breeze is a little softer, so. The windward mark now about 2 and a bit minutes sail away from Tech 2. They've just got to get to the ley line and tack. Very grey out of the southeast and some more rain coming.
Nothing like a bit more rain.
Breeze resolutely south-southwest. The low pressure cell about 250 miles out in the Tasman Sea. Receding quickly, we hear, but...
These guys are doing the right thing, just minimising tacks, right, Bucko, and just...
Yeah, the old KISS principle. Conserve energy, lower risk. It's fine.
Now that breeze to the left of screen, Bucko building again as it's pressing out from underneath that rain cloud, yeah?
Ugly. Ugly. Anyway, spare a thought, troops, for the
Barraway.
The people of the the people of the Philippines under the impact of
what was that? It was 800 in the 800s.
Typhoon Yoni. Central pressure below 900 hectopascals.
That's insane, isn't it?
With forecast peak wind speeds of, not peak, forecast sustained wind speeds above 100 knots.
Tech 2 there, tacking probably close to the ley, if not on it. Smeg potentially got to do another tack there, Bucko.
Well, let's get lined up with them and have a look.
I'm not getting behind them, mate. I'm staying up here hiding.
Yeah, I was only asking for parallel.
And for the viewers at home, Yandu is still upright and not out of touch of them here, but with them going to the slightly shorter mark, it'll bring them all in together. Well, not totally in together, but we'll bring them a bit closer, which will be good. So this is the course we're doing today, viewers, is 2 laps of this course. So we're almost at the top mark. Tech 2 and Smeg definitely got 2 more tacks to do if they're going to this white mark, I think, Bucko.
Yeah, that's correct.
Just try and get forward. So for the viewers at home, obviously with the rain and so forth, we can't deploy the drone, so we're just relying on our onboard cameras to bring you what we can. So I've got to work closely with Anthony, our camera operator today, to try and get as many boats as we can in view for you.
But there's not many boats.
I know there's not many boats, but that's why it shouldn't be, you know, even when there's only a few boats, it's still very difficult to get them in frame. But we're just going to set ourselves up here just at the top mark. So that's the red mark just behind Tech 2, and there's the blue. The white will just come onto screen. There's Tech 2 going for another tack. So Tech 2 just got to do a tack and a bear away.
Yeah.
And then
a little bit of protection up under the shore here, so it's not quite so fresh. And about a 20-second lead to Tech 2 over Smeg. So it's a pretty good yacht race for the conditions, considering.
yeah,
Go that way, you dickhead. Wow, just got a big pleasure vessel. It's about to
well, he's got nowhere else to go, Bucko. We don't own the harbour. Behave.
interfere.
Here's Tech 2 just on the front of one of those big bullets just about to hit him, and
Very nice. Chine in, bang off. They'll be patient here. They got the job done. No worries. That's how you do it, mother. And
Smeg's still got another tack to do.
Smeg gave himself a little bit of trouble there, short.
Well, are they going to the blue mark here, Bucko?
I didn't read that. Did I read that? I should have read that. You're quite
They're going
right.
to the blue mark.
Yep. Oh.
Now we're off with them.
Yep. So sorry, viewers, my error. I didn't realise Smeg had been stretched out on the handicapping to
Tech 2 doing the right thing there, jibing out from underneath the wind shadow of Potts Point there.
Yep.
Get down to where the wind is, or as Brownie used to say, don't go where the wind isn't. So
Yeah, I think they'll be pretty conservative here, though, James. You know, jibing. Let's go, mate. Jibing. Oh, and Smeg's about to go on the tide here. Man overboard on the Smeg, Anthony.
game over there. We've got them on screen. Smeg first to have a bath. Yandu, for the viewers at home, had just gone around the blue mark. So Woody's just trying to set up to bear away. We'll get Anthony to swing his camera around to the left, and we'll pick up Tech 2, and we'll go for a hoon down the harbour with a mighty Tech 2. What do you reckon? There's no one else here.
They'd be well advised to get their jibe done as soon as they get a bit less wind. On the ley line now, I would think nearly. So at the bottom, they've got a gate. They can go around to starboard or port. So maybe they're just thinking one jibe and in. And that wouldn't be too stupid, would it?
Keep it simple.
And if you look in the distance past Tech 2, you can see the rather belated figure of Winning Group trying to get out of the tide, I think.
You got Winning Group, Finport, and Noakes all there in shot. There's Tech 2 setting up for the jibe.
Impeccable.
Nicely done. So this is where it gets a bit hairy for the angle of the camera cat. If we lose touch with them, it's just the angle of the waves and wind versus what we can get away with in the camera cat on a day like today. But here we go. It's everything the camera cat's got. We're doing 30 mile an hour, chasing them down the harbour.
And Tech 2 just being a bit cautious here now.
I think they've seen Noakes underneath and Bucko and just sort of assessing what their options are.
No, we want to stay with these blokes. Wow, nice cross. Tech 2 crossing in front of Noakes, up and going again.
So we'll stay with these, stay with Tech 2 for now. follow them to the bottom mark, and then maybe what we might do is follow them up and pick up Yandu and give him a bit of love on the way down to the bottom mark. There we go. There's what I was worried about with the waves. We're all right. That wasn't as bad as last week.
No, the water's relatively speaking fairly smooth.
Yeah.
Because of the ebb tide.
Absolutely. So these guys have got to try and find the bottom marks, which they've picked the lay very well, but yeah, trying to pick it from back there would have been difficult.
When you can't see them.
Yeah.
They've done remarkably well, I'd suggest. They're just making it look like a day out, aren't they? Wow. So we're going to get some drone troops. How about that?
Possibly. Just in this lighter spot here, Tech 2's got a little bullet coming to them.
Yep.
Can you have a look behind, Bucko, and see if you can see the Yandu? I think they're still upright.
They'll just be judging. No, I think the Yandu's in the tide.
Off Bradley's?
Oh, no, they're off Bradley. Sorry, yeah.
Yeah, I thought I seen them.
Anyway, Tech 2. So there's a pretty fat ley line they've got down there, Jimmy. So Tech 2 at the bottom, comfortable drop going around the starboard of the two gate marks. And for the viewers, the drone is in operation. Fantastic. So Tech 2, well judged, pretty windy right where they are.
Yeah, they'll just get comfortable, get all their systems set, and then, there's no pressure on them. They can, just bite their time, find their spot, and then round up. They're going past the marks, but just doing it.
Oh, and that's a big dial up.
There you go, the dial-ups.
Well judged in about 25, 30 knots of wind. Not too easy, but they were safe, weren't they, really, sort of?
Well, safe as you can be.
Yeah. New standards in conservatism on the Tech 2, all good.
I feel this porthole's got a fair bit of water in it, mate. Oh, as we turn back into the loveliness.
Yep. Well, one lap done. Jono having a bit of trouble with the drone. And Tech 2's leading this race now by 3 minutes approx. Yandu on a fat lay from Anthony from in the mist on the western shore. This will be good, or not. Oh.
My ears sound like they were about to be a little bit shorter. All right, drone recovered the best we could. Yandu is now upside down.
Yep.
So we will stay with one boat that is in the lead for the viewers. And
so, battle of the survivors here. Tech 2, error-free, upright.
The beauty for the Yandu boys, Bucko, I think I seen the spinnaker was down when they...
No, as I said, they're on a pretty fat ley line.
Yeah, so they, knocking that off will make it a little bit easier to get it up and a little bit quicker. But I think we've seen fins up down there, didn't we?
Yeah, no, pretty untidy. And the problem being that Two-Sail Reach, and when they went in the tide, it looked like they were in some of the stronger wind we've seen, so about a 30-knot path. It's not easy to Two-Sail Reach in 30 knots of wind.
No.
Don't care how little your sails are. Doesn't take much to go wrong.
And there in the background, I don't know if we got it on screen, I think we do, is the Smegglers.
So the Smeg up and running again in the background of Tech 2.
Yep.
With coming downwind with a chute, and they'd be well advised to think about
knocking that off. Smeg has got plenty on.com down there.
Yeah, on the face of the rain squall, it's blowing. Very solid. And as you can see, Tech 2 flapping with the gibbeys, mainsail flapping, which means it's fresh.
All right, to leave Tech 2 and go chase after Smeg. Get Anthony to come around to the right. And just as we said that, Smeg looks like they're about to go for their second swim.
Smeg's in the tide.
No one else upright, is there?
Sorry viewers, the fleet's not having the best day today, but conditions are somewhat extreme.
Extreme.
Jimmy, not across the waves.
I know, mate. How many ocean races have you done, Bucko? And you're the biggest pussy when it comes to water coming over the deck.
Yeah, but this is supposed to be a powerboat with waiter service. And
Mate, a bit of rain, few little waves. Reminisce, mate. Harden up.
we are. Wow, good bit of wind here.
It's all about bringing viewers a full experience, Bucko.
Oh, we've got a full experience going on here.
So we're back to the only boat afloat at the moment, being Tech 2 for the viewers at home.
Come on, Jimmy.
Back on Tech 2 here for the viewers. Who else is around? No one else is around. They're 12s, Bucko.
12s, yeah. Anyway, Tech 2 just going to go to the right edge here, I think, and get a bit of relief. And they've tacked. How about that in a lull? Good on them. Bit of risk reduction, Jones.
Well, you got to do that. They're running out of runway.
Yeah, they might have got a bit of shelter from the shore over there.
Well, I think they can see what's coming from up in Double Bay, mate, and decided to head for the weather side.
Yep. So, Jones, let's talk about ocean racing for a second. I'm a little distressed by the CYC deciding that the Hobart Race A is on. That's a good thing. They've decided that the short-handed division can't win the overall prize in case an autopilot might give those 36-footers without any weight on the rail the opportunity to beat the larger boats.
Ah, well, that's the CYC, mate. We're here to talk about the 18s. Let's stay on them.
I thought we were going to talk about ocean racing.
No, I was just saying that you've been a sook with the weather.
Oh no, this is all perfectly good. We can look forward to being in the warm clubhouse within the hour, can't we?
The Royale spectator boat is getting blown backwards down the course to get out of the way of the Tech 2.
No, doing a good job.
Good old Robbie on there, skipper of the Tech 2, of the Royale.
Yep. So Tech 2 just lying up to the corner of Shark Island here. Oh, Jesus.
Ugh. And then we got Noakes is upright and coming downhill, who we'll see in the background, but they've got to jibe out of there and then go down to where they need to jibe in plentyofbreeze.com.
Nice tack from the Tech 2. And pretty nice jibe from the Noakes as well, but almost invisible on screen. We see that, but visibility is only about...
Where are we going with the camera?
0.7.
Round to your left, Anthony.
And winning group also coming down with a chute in the background.
Yep.
So they haven't given up trying. So this will be an easy approach by the Tech 2 boys to the windward mark. Notes with Eddie Powers and Josh Peremski. They won't give up either if it's in one piece.
So we'll just stay here with the Tech 2. We've got the winning group coming. Do you want to run down with the winning group? Bucko, what's your thoughts? Tech 2 is 10-15 minutes in front.
Yep. Let's go full noise with the winning group, eh?
Yeah, and give them a love. And then there's, in the background, on the mighty Queenscliff, that is the Cub Bear.
So he's doing the best he can, the winning group.
Ex-world champion driving that ferry.
The Manly Ferry being driven by our good mate Phil Barnett.
And look at the evasive action he's doing. Nice of him.
Yeah, taking some pace off it too by the look of it. Winning group needs to jibe anyway if they can. If they can being the operative word, Jones.
If they can.
Here they go. Get close, Jimmy. Come on.
I don't want to get close to them because if they jibe, Bucko, I've got nowhere to go.
I'll just go that way a bit.
So they'll be setting up here.
Come on, we're too small. Not a good
bit
job.
shaky.
Down
Racket,
speed.
get out.
Down speed. No confidence about it. They got it done, but it was wobbly.
It was very wobbly, and you got Noakes just in the tide, just in front of them, in the background there.
And I think they had to jibe as well, or they thought they had to jibe for the ferry, so they've come to grief, and they've had to take the chute off as well. Thanks, Cubby, on the Manly Ferry for a bit of accommodation. So, winning group, the thick end of a lap behind Tech 2, but still enjoying the ride down the harbour.
Ain't looking good. I think you've just got to blow some cobwebs out and they'll be okay. Look, it's still early. Got a couple of boats here ahead of us, or to the right of where the shot is coming to you at the moment. Appear to be working back upwind. Oh no, one is Noakes and they're just bearing away to get down to the bottom.
Smeg and Yandu, they're both running. They're both running towards the bottom mark.
Yep.
So good drone pictures here of the winning group. They also would be in safety first mode.
Yeah, well, second place, looks like it's going to be Yandu will be going around the bottom mark. And he's second now. There's the dial up. So Yandu in second. Third will be Smeg.
Yep, both of them a long swim each.
Yep.
Both capsized, which I think Yandu had a spinnaker down. Smeg tipped over with a spinnaker up. Not so easy, but they're still hanging in there.
And Tech 2 still our leader on course. Or quite almost a leg, as you said, Bucko, yeah?
Yep, just about.
So winning group got two more jibes to do here to get it to the bottom mark.
They can jibe and go to the port hand mark, which is probably what they'll do. You do a jibe drop, yep, they're doing a jibe drop.
So get it done. Second, as I said, Yandu. Third, Smeg. Just getting our little camera in the sky to come back to us. So doing a good job to get that up in this lovely weather, at least just for the run. So winning group is soaking off around to the port mark.
Let's just watch the dial up on the winning group, mate. Because that, you know, they've got to the bottom. If they can just get that done, they will, you know, be able to finish. They will be able to finish and saving, except for further capsizes, of course. But very gentle dial up. How about that? They found a nice lull. Not looking too smooth though, are they?
Well, mate, you got to remember it's Herman's first race back in the 18s, pre-JJ's, so yeah, you got to give him some credit. It's not
no.
exactly the ideal day to go. Who wants to come for a skiff race on Sydney Harbour after, you know, what, 8-9 months laid up? So, yeah, I think all credit to the boys on the winning group for doing that.
Yep.
So we might leave them and just duck up to the Smeg and Yandu, and then we'll see if we can see the Tech 2 coming downhill to go to the finish. Not really a lot of places to go hide on this boat, is there, Bucko? Unlike you and your yacht racing days, by the sounds of it, downstairs just double checking the navigator every 5 seconds.
Never got wet, barely got wet. Jesus.
So Tech 2 for the viewers at home, they're still upright, they've set their chute and they're heading for the finish line. They're just on the port jibe out from Potts Point. Smeg on screen. Just ran into a bit of a bad header there. Yandu just in the background.
Big teabag on the Smeg.
So not going there, Bucko. That's crazy. Staying with the picture. So Tech 2 safely through their jibe. Hopefully on the lay there, Bucko.
Yep. I'd say pretty much on the money for the lay.
Yep.
Not hearing it.
So, what's your thoughts, Bucko? I can't get radio chat, so we'll follow the Tech 2, our winner, who are just about to come past us. We'll swing around and follow them home.
Yep.
Just as Smeg and Yandu do a Simo on screen. So, yep, just on Tech 2 now.
Who else? Who else? He said. So Noakes Group also down at the bottom mark. So
Yep.
almost a full lap behind Tech 2. Tech 2 only about 3 minutes or 2 minutes of sailing to the finish line. They're going down the harbour at 20 odd. Pretty close to laying.
Yeah, just hoping for one little letdown, right? Like one little header. Look at them leap there.
Nice. Got a little lull as well, so they're now just at regulation full noise in 18 knots of wind.
Yep.
So they've done very well, haven't they, Jones?
But another awesome effort by the Tech 2 guys. They're,
Yep.
you know, definitely the bait to catch here at the moment in Australia. They, you know, sailing exceptionally well, very clean, very methodical at all their manoeuvres. So they've probably got one jibe while they get there. The mark's fair way out. They just need a little letdown, don't they?
And I think we should give some points to the committee for the course they did set, in fact, for, you know, being up on this edge, not too long a track. We didn't need too long a race to determine a winner today.
No.
And well-laid course, you know, gate nice and wide, the finishing line nice and wide. So to make it just a little bit easier for the crews in the bad visibility. Hard enough to figure out where the marks are in an 18 anyway, as a result of, you know, spray flying around and the motion of the boat itself. So Tech 2 wins by a street and a block.
Wow, brilliant effort.
And that's
There you
wow,
go.
isn't it, James? You know, seriously, that's really red hot.
That is unbelievably red hot. We'll stay out here for a bit. We've still got some boat racing going on.
Excellent sailing from Jack McCartney, Charlie White and Lewis Brake.
Yep.
I haven't seen a more compelling uprange performance in a couple of years.
No, and you know, it's a credit to them. I just hope, yeah, like, I'm sure they'll stay there and keep it done. Yeah, we've got Noakes just over here. We get Anthony to keep coming around to his left. It's almost off the bow of the boat, and we'll work up with Shawnee until we find the Sean and the boys on the Noakes sailing. Keep coming around to your left, Anthony. There they are. Nice job, brother. So, very difficult day for all on board the Camera Cat, let alone the poor boys out here on the skiff. So, here's Noakes sailing. Sean's been a great sponsor for the class with 2 boats. Again this year he's got Noakes Blue, which is a vet's boat as well. So
Sean with Ed Powers and Josh Perevsky, Kiwi that was pretty prominent in the class as a skipper, now actually working for Sean in his rigging business. But they've had a bit of a tough day, but they're not putting the tools down, and they had a breakage last week and a capsize the week before, so they're putting the effort in, and they're in the fight for 5th or 4th at the moment. But the breeze actually building again now, and going back to the right, very solid now.
This puffy part here is where it's going to be really hard to tack for them. Yeah, they've got to try and perform this tack shortly. And you get that influence off that headland there a little bit as well, which makes the breeze swell a bit too, Bucko, yeah?
Yeah, a bit of funneling off the headland.
So you can see them working the jib, working the main, just trying to keep the boat as flat as possible, get it as set as possible for this tack, and here they go.
But that's a good tack. For the wind speed, that's a terrific tack.
Yep.
That's about as safe and as good as it gets.
Yep.
And here they go into a real squirt here, a bit of 30, and watch them go. Just
look at it ragging there.
A quick head to wind rag through the puff. Job done though, and now just sheet it back on and starting again. So
yeah,
no worries about that at all, really. Jimmy, I think some of these other blokes might be on the fin, are they?
No, mate. I can just see the Yandu just to the right of Clark Island. They're off screen at the moment. There's another one, Snag, I believe, is to leeward of them. So they're just to the left of screen, but we'll stay with these guys until we see who else is around. Been a very difficult day out here for everyone, including us trying to find boats to link them up and bring you something for the viewers at home.
Even for the viewers who are not at home. So notes here into a really good squall.
Really.
Nearly hove 2. Nearly hove 2. Jib out. Way up inside the jib, both sails inverted completely in the head. But handling it pretty well.
Jib's nicely open, isn't it, Bucko?
Yep. No, the setup's good. And, you know, James, this is about the wind speed, maximum wind speed they'll start a race in.
Yeah.
In the modern version, you know, it's not sustained too much over 25, and the lulls are perhaps down to about 16, but there are little spiky bits which are up towards 30.
Yeah. Just move your hand away from the mic, Bucko. I'm only getting every second word.
It just blows away.
Yeah, no, you're all right. You hide behind your little screen.
Oh, hang on up here.
Yeah. All right. So, I forgot that Yandu's got the storm rig on, Bucko, so I thought they were further ahead than they are, because they look smaller from where we are. But Yandu and Smeg are yet to make the top mark there, just off to the left of screen there, just where the little island is in the distance. Still riding along here with Sean and the boys on the Noakes sailing. It looks like there's a couple of blokes on the riding lever up near that top mark, Bucko, just to the...
Yeah, no, I think Yandu in the tide again. Oh no, Yandu's still upright, I'm sorry, Yandu team. Long way away.
As I said, what we'll do for the viewers, we'll stay here with Sean as long as we can, and then oh, looks... Yep, so just hearing from Chids, as soon as we get hold of someone coming back downhill, we will deploy the drone and chase them downhill, but that'll involve us going straight up into the breeze to pick them up, Bucko, to come on down, because the drone will not like flying head on into the breeze at this 25 plus that we got going on at the moment. The smugglers look like they got around safely. The Yandu's still upright just above them.
Can't get away. Well, he just has got away, okay.
The Yandu's got their spinnaker up.
Yep, good work.
So Noakes just tacking here on screen.
And pretty good, just waited for a lull and got it around pretty neatly.
A lull in this was what, 24 knots, is it, mate?
No, it was a good lull.
From 25 to 24?
It was a good lull.
So, yeah, I think one of those boats that's in the tide that we can see up there is the Vintech. So they weren't a starter to begin with today. So the Smeg and the Yandu are both still upright, both going into the lull off Potts Point.
Well, they're going to be pretty close together, so...
So what we might do, we might get Anthony to come around to his right, pick both of them up, Smeg, the Yandu, and we'll go over and join them for a run home and then make an assessment on the rest of life from there. What do you think?
No, looks good. Simultaneous jive here between these two boats. Smeg and Yandu, race to the finish. So who can get the last jive done will decide it, you'd think. They're in plenty. Water good and flat up here.
Nice little dance between everyone that's left on the water. You got Noakes just here, just to the left of screen. You got Smeg and Yandu, and the mighty Royale just about to come into shot for the spectators.
Fantastic. And in the background here, Tech 2 just sailing back after finishing. So that's the margin they won by. I didn't even bother to time it, frankly, but...
by plenty.com.
Plenty.com.
So, there's Yandu, John Winning, Jasper Warren, Mikey Kennedy, Berger.
And Fang Warren on the main sheet. And he's been good for that crew.
Yep. And there you go, drone up. I think this could be somewhat advantaged Smeg with a slightly bigger rig, but could also be their undoing as well, right, Bucko?
Yeah, not make any predictions.
No.
I think Smeg's got the ley line right there. I think Yandu's going to have to jibe again. Look at Smeg go now. Wow. Sorry, I was talking about what's not on screen, but drone's got that, hasn't it? What's going on here?
Drone's going over on it, so perfect.
Smeg at full noise via the drone, and we're travelling with Yandu on the camera boat. Yep, so Smeg looks like they're on the lay line, and Yandu one more drive to the finish.
Well, I've seen Davey O'Connor give Woody the courtesy, come on, let's go.
Yeah.
Woody should have looked up at his little rig and sort of said, no, let's go a little bit further, advantage Yandu, but not to be. Woody's too nice of a guy for that.
No, he wouldn't take that into account too much, would he?
Nah, mate, still going to be, they keep it upright, still a podium for them, right?
Good yacht race. Gee, that's a small jib though. They steal that off a cherub sailor or something.
Looks like the first attempt you had to go at the yacht we had in Thailand, Bucko. But there's a difference in rig size from the camera cat guys at home, as you can see.
Yeah.
But Smeg should be pretty comfortable getting down.
Yandu with a 1200 metre reef and a jib about 2/3 as big as the full-size jib on the Smeg. Smeg just coming around about Yandu now, so. But both crews be sort of happy with that. I think they've both been on the fin a couple of times. To get around in these conditions, pretty good effort. And to make the point also, on Smeg, Davey O'Connor, Gus Williams and Trent Barnabas, not a combination that's worked together previously.
Well, I know there was a serious bet going on between Gus Williams on the Smeg and Matt Stenter on the Finport. So someone's got bragging rights for the week and someone doesn't.
Oh, and the Smeg, wow.
Smeg.
Just has to jibe to get to the line, and they're going to go in the tide here. Never over till it's over, is it? Oh, there we go. Short by one boat
Yandu,
length.
just to the left of screen. We can get around, there we go. Yandu, come home for the chocolates.
On the face of a boomer, which saw the demise of the Smeg, just got turned up. That looked like a tide and it's capsized to me. The skipper just losing concentration in the jibe. It got turned up just a fraction too far.
Not to be for the Smegglers, but well done to Woody, Fang and Berger. Great effort to chase down second. The wise old bull
That's right. That's right.
comes true. And we'll get the camera around onto the Smegglers just here in front of us.
He just wants a bit of room, Joe.
Davey's just waving us out of the way a little bit so they can do the good old roll.
So we'll film this because this is exciting stuff.
It's very exciting.
Not that the race isn't.
There's Dave, still happy. Boys are all smiles, Bucko, so that's a good thing.
Yeah, no, they're having a laugh. They might yet get across the line just by drifting, you never know. Bit of propulsion from Toby. Davey O'Connor. There's a Watson's Bay ferry, Chits. Not entered though, too many crewmen.
Noakes is coming down with a spinnaker off screen, but we'll so can't really leave the drone down here as well, Chits. So got to sort of stay with these guys at the moment, and I think they've managed to do enough to get around the. Well done, boys. There's third. That's how you get third.
A bit of subtle
adjusting.
Adjusting, yeah. We'll call it that. And we'll declare it legal for a special day, right?
Well, what a ride they had to the finish though, Bucko, regardless of that last jibe. That was sensational, wasn't it?
Yeah. Oh, well. Chits, that might be about us, do you think?
Well, Sean, I think, is the only boat on Noakes, is the only one that's still upright and to finish. They're just at the top marks at the moment, still off Bradley's, so.
Yeah. So viewers, that was quite a short but entertaining race on Sydney Harbour. Not much we can do about the visibility or the squalls, but a mighty job from AeroMedia. John on board today, keeping things mostly waterproof, and for any of the little glitches in transmission, we apologise, but conditions a little challenging. So on behalf of the camera cat, James Bury, Anthony Rose, Michael Chittenden, I hope you can join us next week. And maybe the La Nina might have reduced in strength, but I don't think so. Looks like we might be in for an interesting summer.
Can live in hope, can't we?
Saying good evening or good afternoon from the camera cat, I'm Andrew Buckland. Thanks for watching.